States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Need a motion to approve the minutes of the January 12th, 2017 Manistee Township Board.
I make a motion to approve the minutes for January 12th, Manistee Township Board meeting.
I'll second. Moved and supported that the minutes of the January 12th, 2017 board meetings be approved, placed on file. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. None opposed? Carried. You received a copy of your treasurer's report. What are your wishes?
I'll make the motion to approve the treasurer's report as presented.
I'll second.
Then move supported that the treasurer's report be accepted, placed on file. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. None opposed? Carried. The Manistee Township Planning Commission meeting minutes approved December 2016 and January 17 are in your packet. Any comments? The only comment I would ask is if I noticed that the County Planning Commission is addressing or could be addressing the ORV issue. Is that true? Or am I reading something into this? Or do I know?
All I know is that the county planning department prepared that summary of where our ATVs, whatever,
What
Off-road
townships allow
vehicles
it and what townships
do
don't.
not, right,
That's what this is referring to, is that
that report,
survey or whatever?
yeah. It's on the county's website if anybody wants to look at it or download it.
49 pages long.
Yeah. it's,
Okay, anything else? No? Correspondence in your packet. We'll review the United Veterans Council as well as Soil Conservation District. Anyone with anything to bring before the board at this time? Mr. Dotz, anything going on in the county?
Well, I'll give you a recap of last month's meeting. Some of this stuff I know, Dennis, you've heard, but for those who haven't, here you go. Russ Pomeroy, our county treasurer, was in discussion in regard to developing a land bank for developing blighted, foreclosed properties. The primary one that comes to mind, for example, is in Bear Lake in the village. That one building that's keeps falling down. That's one of the main concerns. I don't know, they went to some training up in Leelanau County here, I believe, last week. They might be adjusting their take on it after that. I don't know what all the ramifications are, and it sounds like something the state might be interested in kind of making as a poster child for the state land bank. We don't know. We'll see where it all goes. They're proposing 2 public meetings in the near future, but I don't have dates to give you on that as of yet. So we'll see what happens with that. The original goal at this meeting was to have it in place by March 31st. I think that's a floating date. I don't think that's going to be in stone by any stretch. I've also reported to you in the past the county finished last year with a $235,000 surplus. That's official now. We've had our audit that's come to pass, and it means we didn't have to dip into our fund balance at all to accomplish, because that's every year we pass a budget, we're generally dipping into our fund balance to balance it. But every year, knock on wood, our luck has not run out. We've come out to the positive and have never had to, in many years, go into get into the fund balance to balance it. We've elected at the county level to pay our $185,000 for the McGinnis drain, which I think the last bill I just seen, it was like 181 and change, if you will, which is going to be the same thing you guys have at the township.
181,250, yes.
So we've elected to do that. So we're going to take care of that in one big swoop, because we had the $235,000 windfall from what was budgeted for previous years. So we're going to utilize a major portion of that to take care of that. Brian Gutowski is going to become our new emergency management coordinator. He's accepted the position, and he's gonna be starting relatively soon in that capacity. You know, he's been with the department for about 11 years now, and is currently a sergeant, moving up to lieutenant, and taking over that position from Mr. Falk, who is now our undersheriff. We've got to keep working with Benzie County in regard to having a joint medical examiner. Ms. Goslinowski is our medical examiner here. Everybody raves about the work she does, and the law enforcement in particular. She's a very active medical examiner, and we're going to have joint position with Benzie County. I've discussed this with Mason County. They've got a medical examiner that might be getting on in years, and when the point in time comes where they look to replace that person, and maybe we get 3 counties into it and share the expense and make it good for everybody. We also passed a annual renewal for the state for Dial-A-Ride. Pauline Jankwish, our new commissioner, has taken over Central Wellness from Karen Goodman, and the reason for that was Karen had a conflict with her employment to where she could no longer attend those meetings, so Pauline was able to be persuaded and taken over that side, and Richard Schmidt has also been reappointed. You guys have seen a letter, I believe it was sent to the township in regard to the 45-mile-an-hour speed zone in front of the hospital. That was part of the increased speed zone for the state. That was tagged into that. And what we did is we've asked them to take it from M55 up to 22. The tribe would like to see it up to 22. So we put that in our letter, and we'll see what happens, but it absolutely makes no sense to speed up from have a 55 or 60, 65-mile-an-hour zone from 55 up to where the hospital zone would start for that 2,000-foot section. So I would hope there would be enough common sense coming out of MDOT to at least maintain the 45 all the way through past wherever the zone ends, or up to 22 if they actually do that. There's a lot of ongoing meetings in regard to the sewer from Arcadia to Onekama up to the Don's Road site for the tribe, and that also includes Bear Lake Village, and Pleasanton Township. All 5 of those local units are in favor of it, from what I understand, and going to be passing resolutions shortly, and it's moving forward. As you know, Carl Rutsky passed away. Carl Rutsky had 30 years on the county commission and served the county well. He took the job serious. I mean, he was a very good commissioner. I was happy to serve with him for 8 years that I was on previously. Tomorrow we've got a strategic plan review at the AES office. It starts, I have to look at my calendar, but I think it's 9 a.m. if I'm not mistaken. It might be. And it shouldn't take too awful long, but we've got 2 new commissioners. We thought it was a good time to take a quick look at that and give it an annual review. The Child Development Center up at the casino, that's going to be opened up soon. That's going to be opening now April 3rd is the date. I had a presentation today with the chamber that is now, the date is April 30th. Filer Township is going to be getting bids in regard to their sewer line. They hope to have that out in February. Tondu's putting in some new gas-fired turbines on their expansion. And as you probably read in the paper, Manistee, the city, was awarded a redevelopment ready award from the state, which made it the 9th community in the state to receive that. So things are looking good for them. The last week of December, the county got hit by ransomware virus. And that's something that you don't want to let go in one ear out the other. That's something you need to beef up your firewalls, and don't want to click on links that you don't know where the link's going to take you to. So if you get a random email and there's a link, you know, unless you know where the email's coming from, stay away.
How do you get rid of it?
Well, the gist of ransomware is they hold you ransom until you pay the fee they request, and otherwise whatever information you have. So you can only imagine what it does to a business, or like the county. I mean, it could have been devastating for us. It really could. I mean, you deal with the courts, and the entire courthouse and access to your computer system. It's
You
not
managed
good.
to stop it in time?
Yes.
What?
Luckily, everything fell into place, and then we spent an extra $7,000 to beef up our security in regard to that. But again, it's not something you want to take lightly. It's something that's very serious.
Why you wanna take a clipboard,
Yeah.
piece of paper?
Let me see here. I think that pretty much covers the gist of what is worth discussing at the moment. Any questions?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Would it be of any value if we wrote TAMDOT about the speed limit in Long Parkdale? Since that's all in our township. I know the county and the tribe.
That's up to you guys as a board. I mean, you could, if you're in favor of the letter we sent, copy, paste, and change the format. That's up to you guys. It's not gonna hurt. The law states it, they've gotta do something in front of the hospital, is my understanding regardless.
I think they can go 1,000 foot either
I
side
think
of the
it's a 2,000 foot section, so yes. But again, it would just,
Be silly.
to do anything in between that section, other than take it from 45 to past the hospital from
Right.
55. That's a huge employment area for the county. I know John isn't a big fan of it, but he's one of the few.
I would have, I seriously would have thought that we would have been asked for input before this, but if we decide to do that, that's fine.
Well, the law was passed. I mean, that's gonna happen regardless.
Right.
We just put it in, our letter in is, I don't wanna say it's an afterthought, it's just a formality.
Right.
And asking for, consider this on top of what you're going to do.
Mhm.
And in fact, even the hospital has to pay for the signage,
Signage, right.
which we did. That's one thing I can add to you, to the report is we actually did sign over the property, the 6 point some odd acres behind the medical office building and the hospital there that goes down into the wetlands.
Mhm.
That was sold. But we have not seen, and that check has been
Sold to-
deposited to the hospital months.
Oh, okay.
And then the other one, the actual hospital sale has not transpired yet. Everything is, we're just waiting for the I's to be dotted, T's crossed, and the ink to dry, and we'll have a little signing ceremony here, probably in April.
Anything else for the commissioner? Thank you, sir.
And one last thing. We had our organizational meeting on the 2nd, and I've been elected as chair again, and it's for the full 2-year term, so at any rate, that's that.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Thank you, Jeff. Guy, you got anything for us?
Yes. The complaint I mentioned last month at Wesco here in Parkdale about lighting is ongoing. They made one adjustment to the light. I went back and reevaluated and still feel that this particular light's in violation of the township ordinance. So I met with the local manager and let her know. Of course, she has to put in a work order to corporate. They have to hire a contractor tonight, so I'm not sure when it's going to take place, but I'll keep on that. Only issued one land use permit in the month of January. It was for, I guess it's called a substitution of use for, well, that was actually the planning commission who did that. That was for what used to be Happy Chappie's. The other land use permit, there was a land use permit in January. That was for Jug and Plug to move their sign from over by the office on Oak Grove Street to the parking lot where the Jug and Plug used to be. So they're gonna get it out closer to the highway. There's some blue paint on the pavement if you wanna know exactly where it's at.
Something that was brought to my attention and I hadn't thought about it, but I'm sure you have, is that these signs that they're making now, that go all the way to the ground, rather than on a post.
They block the view.
Yeah.
They can't come, the nearest they can come to the roadway is the right-of-way line. So 33 feet back from the center is as close as it can be. But you're right, some landscaping that is required to go in, you know, as it grows, then it becomes a hazard to pull out in the intersection.
I just, someone brought it to my attention, and I hadn't thought of it, but it's,
You know, right now, even some of the cars parking in that parking lot right there, when you pull up to that corner, it's hard to see past them to pull out.
Yeah, and they really, I don't know what the law is on that. That would be a question for law enforcement.
Another place is the checking cash. Get out of there, sometimes they're parked right up by the highway. Over here off of Hot
That'd be a good question for law enforcement. I know Victorian City Carport, they can't park their cars any closer than the right-of-way line either, so 33 feet back. But sometimes they put those temporary signs out there, and if you're in a low car, you can't see to pull out. Not well, anyway.
Right.
it's just something to keep in mind when you're working on the sign ordinances and things like that. FYI.
I passed out a graph of the land use permit history since 2002 through 2016. And I just gave you I didn't give you the table to back it up, but you can see that top line just kind of went downhill for 6 years. It's leveled off for another 6, and it's on its way back up as far as land use permits go. So,
It's encouraging.
Encouraging, yes. Means I'll be busier.
It's encouraging.
Received a proposal from a company called Associated Government Services at the request of the Alliance for Economic Success for privatization of building inspections and plan review. So it's basically talking about enforcing the state's construction codes, privatizing that. Spoke to this board last month about it. Spoke to the Planning Commission about it a week ago. They support the idea of moving ahead with this. Other townships and villages in the county are interested, but I don't, each of us have to act individually, because we don't have county zoning, but we have township, village, city zoning. There is a slight economic advantage or financial advantage to homeowners who would be building single family or duplexes, about a 10% reduction in the cost of a permit. Commercial builders would be, the fee schedule is the same as the state schedule, so there's no advantage there.
Other than
They-
time frame.
Other than time frame, and that's what
what-
I was getting there.
That's the key to expedite these
The
things.
key is, these people have offices currently in Benzie County at the government center, I believe, isn't it?
I'm not sure on that.
Yeah. And if you call them before 3:30 on a certain day, they'll be at your site to do the inspection the next day. So, and there would cover building, electrical, plumbing, mechanical. Those are the services that they're proposing. So I'd like the board's support to continue to pursue this. It takes a contract, maybe some ordinance that we're going to enforce our own, or enforce the state's building codes. We have to apply to the state of Michigan for their approval to enforce their codes. And they only meet 4 times a year. So it's going to take a few months to get this through. But
I think it's an excellent idea. Some of the complaints that I hear through your office as it takes so long for someone to get an inspection done. And I've heard this on the street as well.
And I think, Jeff, you've heard that around the county.
Well, I think this would be a situation where you guys could set a precedent, and I think if you guys have success with it, and so it's something that hopefully will cascade throughout the county. It's something the county, I mean, as the county looks, we don't have, we've talked about one-stop shopping for a long time. It's not something that we need to do, it's something that's a township function. But if we can get everybody on the same page and we can help facilitate that, I know I'm in favor of it. And I know you've said in the past, it's a hard time getting any information from the state when a project is completed.
That's true. And these people report at least monthly is their commitment in their contracts.
I personally would be in favor of you pursuing it, but we're not gonna sign a contract today, but I don't think that contract would be available today. I mean, well, like you suggested, it's gonna take some time, and I guess you're just looking for reinforcement as to whether you wanna spend your time on it or not, right?
That's correct.
I would be in favor of it.
Me too.
I don't think there's a motion in order, I think
No.
you just go ahead, run with it, see if you can bring it about. Maybe a place for that discussion would be at the MTA meeting, county MTA meeting.
Good thing. I've never been to one, but that could be good.
I've asked AES to try to get with Nipper in regard to that dinner meeting that comes in, I think, May, to try to have them for an agenda for talking about some of these things, and that's one of them. Because the MTA, your standard MTA meeting is not always well attended. You get the usual 15 people and that's it, maybe less, maybe a couple more, but the dinner one, that's very well attended, the one up in Bear Lake.
I suggested they serve alcohol, they have all kinds of people.
Especially if it was free.
Okay. Moving on. There was no appeal in January. There's none on the horizon that I know of as far as a variance request. The Planning Commission, the sign amendment is with the attorneys. They have comments. They haven't gotten them back to me yet with changes they'd like to see. The airport manager was at the Planning Commission meeting last week, just to inform them of the need to put back in our zoning ordinance an overlay zone for the airport. Because of the state and the feds, and only the local unit of government has zoning authority. It's a requirement to be in there. And that's about it. Any questions?
Thank you, sir. Chuck's not here, he's out of town on business. He sent us a written report. There's nothing earth shattering, it's just the ongoing procedures that they're doing overall, training and stuff. Nothing pertinent at this time, thank goodness. There are no significant changes in the liquor inspection. Jeff, could you just hit the highlights on the prison liaison meeting that was held at 27th?
Well, you're better off looking at the minutes that I brought you as far as me giving you. There's really nothing riveting. They gave an announcement in regard to who was the corrections officer of the year, which I can tell you that quickly here. Carolyn Holden. And there was just an article in the paper in regard to that also, I believe last week. Or no, earlier this week actually, I think it was. The Leader Dog program is going well.
So they have 8 dogs, it says, huh?
And let's see, they took one of their units to segregation. And that's basically the highlights that I got out of the meeting. The one thing I did ask is, because we are getting a new emergency management coordinator, And I talked to Sheriff O'Hagan about that, in fact, yesterday, in regard to the sheriff, the new emergency management coordinator, and the warden to actually meet each other, because right now, nobody knows each other, and that's, you know, a situation where we need to have a little better communication with her. So the sheriff is definitely on board with that, and so is the warden, and when they see each other, they'll know who each other are, and that's something we need to have happen.
310 employees for 1,060 inmates, correct?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay, thank you. The revenue sharing board organizational meeting is Monday the 13th. The deadline for cycle 1, 2017 is the 3rd of March. Manistee Township Board of Review will meet on the 13th and the 14th, and that's when they will be accepting appeals on the property assessments. Anything else? Covers it, right? Under business that we need to attend to, the McGinnis Drain Assessment Payment. We have the new drain commissioner in his office, and he has given me the updated amounts for the township's obligation for the McGinnis drain. As just Jeff suggested, our total is $181,250. If we pay that off, we save $25,000. Well, it might not seem like a lot of money over 10 years, but 25 grand is 25 grand. I think it's our responsibility to approach this in a conservative manner, and it's my opinion that we should pay this off. I would like to open the discussion on this. I don't know how anyone else feels, but
I agree. I mean, you have to pay it in 25 grand and go to something else in the township.
And last month, we made a motion to pay 1 year.
well,
Have we,
Right.
in that,
And
has that check gone out?
it has been issued. It'll either go in the mail tomorrow, or it'll go in the mail tomorrow with the check.
With an
when
additional
it's paid off,
amount, okay. That was,
pending what the board decides to do.
that's where I was headed.
Yeah, but the check has been issued pending the board's instructions. Then we receive the invoice. Now we need to decide whether we're paying part of it or all of it.
I would make the motion that we pay the entire 25, our entire portion, when we get a strain, which is 25%.
Mm-hmm. 181,250.
181,250.
I will second that motion.
it's been moved and supported that we pay our portion of the McGinnis Drain project in full, that amount being $181,250. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. So the next order of business would be to
Make a budget amendment.
make a budget amendment.
Do we need a motion for that?
We will.
And I
We need a motion to transfer the money from savings to operating to amend the budget for that $181,000.
Make a motion to do that?
I'll second it.
And then nothing about the amendment itself, and maybe we need to take this and do this first, but the check can go to the township treasurer's office, and then it is turned into the county with all the other people that have paid their taxes that way as well. They came in to pay their taxes, got an amount from Russ to pay
It's an assessment.
Because there's many people that have this McGinnis drain assessment on their tax bill that want to pay the whole thing and not pay taxes.
I
The
see.
check is made to Manistee County, but I have an ongoing spreadsheet that says, here's all the people that paid all of it.
Okay, so we don't have to have it to him by the state, as he says.
Not him, it has to be to me by that time, because Russ has sent everybody here to pay that, so that I give it to them all at
As long as
once.
they're all on the same page.
It's still made out to the county, it's still for February
Yeah, it
14th.
is made out to the
But I'm
county.
just saying that Russ has had everybody coming in here to make that payment. I'm putting it on a spreadsheet, and then when I settle with the county, I'm taking it between the 14th and the 28th to Russ, everybody. Because when they come in here and want to pay it, I didn't know exactly what the total was, so Russ was helping them out figuring out what they needed to pay, and then they came back and wrote the check and gave it to me.
We move supported that we pay the amount totaling $181,250. Further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. Thank you. Need a separate for the amendment? No? It's all in one?
It's only one.
Item number 2 is the audit report for 2016-2017. You received a copy of that report. I did speak with the part of the auditor's staff when they dropped off some stuff that I was having to run across them. Very satisfied with the way things are done here, and they suggested that the audit was done very well, for lack of a better term. Thank you for that. Ladies?
And it kind of goes both ways, because that audit firm does a very good job for us as well, because look, it's already out on the state website. They've done everything that they're supposed to do for us on behalf of us that we pay them to do, and they're the same auditors that the county uses, and so they're familiar with the whole process. So,
Any questions on that? Do we need to accept that report? We don't, do we?
Mhm.
You have any questions, sir? United Veteran Council flag request. As in the past, the Manistee United Veterans Council of Manistee County is requesting funding for the placement of flags on veterans' grave sites. As you can see by the letter in the past, we've contributed from the history that we have here is from 2012 to present. Last year being a $750 donation. It's my opinion that we should contribute to that effort. What's your wishes?
I think that we should contribute to it as we have in the past, but the last 2 years we increased it to $750 to make up for the year that we missed. And so it's always been $500. I'm not opposed to doing more if need be, but I want to just explain that that's why it went to $750.
Because we missed 14.
Yes.
So your motion being,
That we do $500 as we have in the past.
is there support?
Support that.
So we move supported that we contribute the normal $500 from Manistee Township to the United Veterans Council for the placement of flags, purchase and placement of flags. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed? Carried. Thank you. The other order of business we have is the Conservation, Manistee Conservation District is asking for an increase in our contribution for the household hazardous waste program, which will be held this year on August 19th. They have had an increase in materials gathered. We were paying 32 cents per resident. They would like us to contribute 37 cents per resident. That's based on 3,581 residents. I think it's a good program. I used it. More people should use it. What are your feelings?
Well, I have a comment.
Okay.
And a question.
Sure.
The comment is that 5-cent increase is 15.6% increase. It's not, it may seem small, a nickel, but it's, as a percent goes, it's a little more than 15%. And then I have, they say that our population is 3,572 based on the 2010 census. And we've got this audit report, financial report. It says the census for 2010 is 3,027. So there's 500 different.
Really?
So I'm wondering if they've got the village of Eastlake in one of these numbers, or
No, the 3572 in the 2010 census was minus Eastlake.
okay.
Minus,
On
I think
page
Eastlake was 500 something.
Yeah, they're both quoting the 2010 census. And
Two
they're
different
500 people different. So I'm just
Well,
wondering who's
because
right.
the numbers are 3572, they're transposed numbers one place or the other, because we're all with the same numbers.
And the other one is 3027.
Except,
I don't, just a question.
Well, it's
It only amounts to a couple $100, but, and it is a good program. Do
well,
we know what we paid last year?
We do.
27 cents.
I mean, how many people? What they thought the census was last year.
we do the census every
10
10
years.
years.
It wouldn't hurt us to know what the census really is. But, even without taking, latex paint last year, it was still very
Just
good.
raw materials. Yeah. No, I support the program. I just want to know.
Who's right?
I'd like to straighten out the numbers. That's
Yeah.
all.
Well, she's researching that, Jeff, the information that I've gotten from MDOT. Because I've been carbon copied everything that's been going on there. It looks like it's gonna go. They've asked for the check, they've asked for the money already.
Yeah, it's got to go, it's state legislation. So it's gonna happen, there's no doubt about that.
It's been listed as 3572 for 3 years.
Okay. And maybe it's the financial audit. It's quoting along with incorrectly. Okay, that's,
I've got it right here, but it goes into quite a bunch of detail. And it includes the Oaks by the looks of it.
oh,
So it's at 4,084. But then
It's
when you start getting into it, it tells you,
you take the 1,000 people out of the
Yeah,
Oaks.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
And any rater obligation would be $1,325.
and I would make the motion that we contribute $1,325 to the household hazardous waste event for 2017.
Second that motion.
It's been moved and supported that the Manistee Township's portion of the Soil Conservation District's household hazardous waste program be $1,325, which is a 5-cent increase. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Carried. Anything else? We've received a copy of the bills. Any questions?
I make a motion that we pay the bills as presented.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Been moved and supported that the bills be paid as presented. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
None opposed? If there's an appeal, it will be on Tuesday, March 7th at 7 p.m. The Board Review Organizational Meeting is Tuesday, March 7th at 5:30. Now, there's no general input into that, it's just an
No appeals then.
organizational meeting. Planning Commission will meet Thursday, March 2nd, 7 p.m. here at the hall. Appeals for the Board Review is Monday, March 13th, from 2 to 5, 6 to 9. Tuesday, March 14th, from 9 a.m. till noon, and 1 p.m. till 4. The assessor will be here, and the 3 board members will be here to hear your appeals at that time. The Bar Lake Improvement Board will meet in April. The next regular,
11th, I think, at the moment.
10th.
It's
Yeah,
set.
I think we're gonna-
But we wondered if you were still going to be that day.
I'm gonna be out of
The
town.
17th,
Is that the next Monday?
yeah.
That'd be fine with
You're gonna be out of town 10th?
Yes.
me. Yeah, we're
That's
going to
conference.
the NTA conference.
That's
And
right.
the conference is that way.
I was waiting to see the schedule.
Okay, so
I need
let's
to
go to the
check
17th and I'll put an email
Okay, so we'll move on to the 17th,
So the Bar Lake Improvement Board is
now going to be April 17th.
17th.
Okay.
Okay,
Next regular meeting of the Manistee Township Board will be Thursday, March 9th, here at the hall at 7 p.m. Any other comments? Motion to order.
motion adjourned.
Second that.
Then move supported, we adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed? Carried. Thank you very much.